1906
San
San Francisco earthquake.
Presented by
Aiden Cox.
Xander Knight.
And Henry Kaiser.
Why are there earthquakes in San Francisco? The San Andreas Fault is the fault nearest San Francisco and the fault that causes the most earthquakes there. It is a strike-slip fault, which is between the American and Pacific plates. These plates move about 1.5 centimeters a year, but there are more than 200 faults in California that are deadly, although the San Andreas is the one that causes the most problems. The San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault covers quite a bit of California. It stretches over 800 miles long and is 10 miles deep in the Earth's crust. Earthquakes in California are not very large on the San Andreas Fault. They're about average in the world, and this fault keeps reshaping California. It is about 28 million years old and is a strike-slip fault. Myths and conspiracies. These are all myths that will never ever happen, as in California will not slide into the ocean and become an island. And there is earthquake weather. The ground can swallow you up and you'll fall to the center of the earth. Earthquakes always occur at night, and dogs can detect earthquakes.
Dealing with earthquakes in California. California's government regularly makes sure that people practice and perfect safety procedures and evacuations for earthquakes to prevent casualties. Most people in California have installed flexible pipelines and shutoff valves for both their water and gas lines. They've also installed circular windows and a shutoff electricity switch to prevent fires. Building engineering. Most major buildings in California along the San Andreas Fault are made of steel, with most houses made of wood. Both are good for earthquake zones because both are flexible materials that can sway with the earthquake. They have also put dampers in large buildings to help them retain their balance, such as pendulums and skyscrapers. Besides the 1906 earthquake, there have been another number of other major earthquakes on the San Andreas Fault. The 1857 Fort Tejon earthquake was a magnitude 7.9, killed 2 people, and was a 9 on the Mercalli scale, which is violent. It caused severe damage, and it happened on January 9th in 1857. The next major earthquake that has happened on the San Andreas Fault is the 1957 San Francisco earthquake. This earthquake was a magnitude 5.7. On the Mercalli scale, it was a 7, which is very strong. It caused 1 casualty and injured 40 others. It caused total $1 million of damage. It happened on March 22nd, 1957. The next major earthquake on the San Andreas Fault was the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. This earthquake was a magnitude 6.9, killed 63 people, and injured 3,757. It was a 9 on the Mercalli scale, which is violent. It caused $5.6 to $6 billion worth of damage and happened on October 17th of 1989. Finally, the most recent major earthquake on the San Andreas Fault is the 2004 Parkfield earthquake. This earthquake happened on September 28th, 2009, and was a magnitude 6. Specifically, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake happened on April 18th in 1906. Happened at 5:12 a.m. It started as a magnitude 7.7, but increased to a 7.9 over time. It lasted 1 minute long. It had a Mercalli scale of 11, which is extreme. It ruptured the northernmost 296 miles of the 800-mile San Andreas Fault line. 3,000 people died and 80% of San Francisco was destroyed.
Aftermath of the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Property losses from the disaster have been estimated to be more than $400 million in 1906 dollars. This is equivalent to $10,600 million in 2015. An insurance industry source tallies insured losses at $235 million, the equivalent to $6.26 billion in 2016 dollars. Businesses were destroyed and homes were destroyed. Many left homeless with no jobs and no money. Almost immediately after the quake, and even during the disaster, planning and reconstruction plans were hatched to quickly rebuild the city. The relief of the earthquake. During the first few days after news of the disaster reached the rest of the world, relief efforts reached over $5 million in total. London raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. Individual citizens and businesses donated large sums of money for the relief effort. Standard Oil gave $100,000. Andrew Carnegie gave $100,000. The Dominion of Canada made a special appropriation of $100,000. And even the Bank of Canada in Toronto gave $25,000. The U.S. government quickly voted for $1 million in relief supplies, which were quickly rushed to the area, including supplies for kitchens and many thousands of tents that the homeless would occupy the next several years. Impact. Between 227,000 and 300,000 people were left homeless out of a population of about 410,000. The total number of deaths is still uncertain today and is estimated to be roughly 3,000 at minimum. Most of the deaths occurred in San Francisco itself, but 189 were reported elsewhere in the Bay Area. Nearby cities, such as Santa Rosa and San Jose, also suffered severe damage. In Monterey County, the earthquake permanently shifted the course of the Salinas River near its mouth. The prospects for future earthquakes in San Francisco. For Northern California, the most likely source of such earthquakes is the Hayward-Rogers Creek Fault. The chance for earthquakes in the Hayward-Rogers Creek Fault are 31% in the next 30 years. SAS showed by the 1989 magnitude 6.9 Loma Prieta and the 1994 magnitude 6.7 Northridge earthquakes, the earthquakes can very possibly be dangerous. Scientists are saying that the next earthquake in San Francisco will be a 7.4 magnitude earthquake minimum, because the Hayward Fault and the Rogers Creek Fault connect under San Francisco and will produce a massive earthquake San Francisco has never seen before. This is our bibliography.